Dad reckons he's finished the rear setup on the GU and he reckons it's the ultimate off-road setup yet. But he's also taken something off my car.
And I'm pretty bloody happy with it too.
Holy shit, that does actually look good. As you can probably tell, this thing has changed a lot since you guys last saw it. So tonight's video, we're gonna show you exactly what we've changed by going back a few months to when we started pulling this thing apart. Then we're gonna run through all the new setups and what Dad's idea behind this is and the functionality of it. We're gonna break down the cost, and then we'll give you a full run through at the end of all the new gadgets and Dad's future ideas with this, because it's not done yet. Let's rewind a few months back. It all started with Dad building a custom headboard, because this setup wasn't just about looks. It needed to protect the back of the cab and everything we'd be mounting behind it. A heap of steel, a grinder, a welder, and a few cans of Sepatone later, we ended up with this. Honestly, it turned out way better than what he tried explaining to me earlier. Chucked the light bar on as a finishing touch and it was ready to go. Next step was ripping everything off the ute. The rooftop tent, the awnings, all the accessories. Everything had to go. Both rear boxes came off. So Dad's gonna move forward so we can get that inside. And then got listed up on Marketplace and sold within a few hours. And just like that, we were left with a completely bare tray. No time was wasted, the new tray headboard was bolted down. So Dad's got the headboard on now and he's just spaced it a little bit, so he's got two 5mm plates under there and then bolted it straight through the tray, as you can see. This is just wiring he's got to sort out, so both sides bolted down now and it's looking pretty good.
Typical. Every time you go to the store, they never have what you want. You always got to order online or hunt everywhere to find something.
The light bar mounts were too short, so we had to get creative and make some longer ones so we could get it up over the roof. So the idea of this is, instead of mounting on top of the bar, this is just going to go behind the bar and it'll sit exactly like that. So these brackets are actually a different design. They're actually meant to mount forwards.
Yes.
But that's modifying.
Because you can't buy what you want at the time and you're just sick and tired of waiting all the time. We modify.
Modify, adapt, overcome. So it's Friday, Arvo. Dad's out here working again. He's working on a stage 2 of the rear of the GU build. This is the new, I guess you call it rack system, which is gonna house the rooftop tent. So the idea of this, it's getting it lower on the overall, so it's gonna be pretty much nearly in line with the top of the cab there, or just slightly higher. The frame was built to carry everything: rooftop tent, 270 awning, shower tent and camp lights, while still keeping things practical. It's held in with just 4 bolts, and with a future jack-off system, we'll be able to remove it at camp and hit the tougher tracks without it. Dad tack welded it together to match the headboard perfectly, and then fully welded it out, and then hit it with some Sepatone paint. After stepping back, we decided to beef it up, adding inner box RHS steel to strengthen the sides and make sure it's built tough. And just like that, The Utes one step closer to being finished. What have you been up to?
More mods.
More mods?
Yeah.
What, you didn't think what you did was enough?
No, I'm never happy.
No.
Unfortunately, I keep changing my mind.
Anyway, so what have you been working on tonight?
So, this is 50mm cables coming through from the front. That's going to supply to the twin air compressor for blowing up the tyres back in through the reels, the hose reels. And also it's going to supply the locker compressor on the other side. So we've got the over here it is, the twin 300 litre, which I think's, from memory, it's about 90 amps. So this draws on 90 amps, so I wanted a fair old chunk of cable. That's going to sit down in here on these mounts down below. In that there, have a little cover made up so the weather doesn't get to it. The other box, of course, same as that one, goes in there. And on the other side of that box will be the air compressor locker. So we've just put in some little bridging bars just to run all the cables through. Oh yeah, and there'll also be a switch box, which will just allow us to flick on the lights and everything on the back of the tray there. And a couple of charge points for the phones and whatnot. So yeah, another day, more fun.
And so, well, obviously we've got all this out here, but since you've taken the canopy off, you no longer have a battery set up out here. So what have you done there?
Ah, yes. Forgot about that actually.
You've ruined the car. I mean,
yeah.
no.
Probably have.
Yeah, probably.
I'll admit it. Batteries and inverter and charge system is all down there. Slimline battery now, 100 amp hour lithium. The Hulk, still the Hulk DC charger, and yeah, 1500 watt inverter.
Cool. So we've gone for a bit more slimline setup, but still plenty of juice.
Still plenty of juice, yeah, to do what we need anyway. More than enough, and I can still add another battery on the other side if I need to behind the other seat. But we'll see how that goes. It was pretty much tight fitting in there, but anyway, we got it.
With an angle bracket made up for the spare wheel, here is a full look at the new setup.
In audio.
If you guys have been watching the videos, you'll probably remember, not too long ago, we actually done a full canopy setup on here. We had a 1 metre and a 700, I think it was, canopy joined up, and the roof topper was up on top of those. So, why did I change it? Well, that's a bit of a story. Let's go into it.
With Paddy's old setup, you can see that its off-road performance was severely affected. The weight and the height were big factors and issues. So this new setup is gonna rectify that.
One of the big reasons, canopies can be really filled up, and with the misses, they get chocked. So the plan was, make it light and drop that centre of gravity down a lot lower. Oh yeah, and the wheels. Don't tell Dylan, but I actually like the look of these 34s on her. So we were planning on doing this down the track, so we've just shoved them on here, just to give us a bit of an idea of how it's going to come up. And why do I want 34s? Well, have a look at that darn thing. Those bloody Nissan diffs, they just hang down quite low, so a little bit extra height just to get her up there so we don't get caught. And this interesting contraption, well, we had to put the spare wheel somewhere, and we needed something to brace it, so the jack worked. Now, you're probably wondering where we put all our gear because we don't have canopies. Well, boxes. You'll see them over there if the cameraman pans around. Those boxes get tied down on top, and we can chop and change the setup as we need. So we can carry different amount of equipment, different loads. They all go in these big boxes which we pull on and off. Front boxes is just tools and equipment for recovery, so they don't actually have to come off at all. And for the future of this thing, we actually want this whole assembly to lift off. So we're going to get the jack stands and just lift her off. We can unbolt, it's only 4 bolts straight down, lift the whole thing off and leave it at camp and go 4-wheel drive with nothing on the back. Get that weight down.
So that's why this headboard's been built, basically as a headboard for the tray when this whole setup comes off.
Yeah, 4 bolts and she's done.
It's going to be cool. Now, there's probably a small little thing here that most of you wouldn't even have picked up. Painted, painted, and painted. I hated the silver, I hated the grey. He's got rid of those canopies, it had to go. So, black hammer tone, straight on. I've been telling Dad for years that he needs bigger wheels on Paddy. And to be honest, I'm really upset that mine doesn't have, it's got little cheese cutters on it at the moment, but this does look really good. Don't tell Dad. The fridge is strapped down for now with future plans for a drop slide to be added. Underneath, a switch panel has been mounted to flick on and off all the camp lights. Both compressors for pumping tyres and the lockers are mounted on either side of the front boxes and are protected by the headboard, which now has the fuel filler integrated as well. A keen eye will also notice the rear winch has been removed, once again to help reduce weight. The GQ has recently had a winch added, therefore a rear winch was no longer needed on Paddy. Honestly, there's so much Dad's changed, I'm sure we've missed a few. If you have any questions, please chuck them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. Now, how much did this setup change cost and was it worth it? Alright Dad, so we've got the cost breakdown now. People want to know, what did you sell and how much did you get for it all?
We sold 2 canopies and 1 battery. The other battery we gave away to Steph for her car. So the 2 canopies and batteries came to $1,400.
So what did you actually buy to do this setup?
Right, well we had to get steel. So just down at the steel yard we bought all the steel to make up the frame and the rear roll bar. Paint, undercoat paint and a few electrical accessories to go onto it.
So what did you pay for all of that?
That's a good question.
Just a rough
The
figure.
steel was approximately about $100 in steel. It wasn't real dear.
Yep.
Paints, we used the Sepatone. So the Sepatone, the primer was somewhere around about $30 odd thereabouts, and then we got 2 cans of the Sepatone stone chip guard.
Yeah, in the 1 litre bottles.
Yeah, in the 1 litre bottles, and I reckon they're sort of in that $40–45 a bottle. So we're talking about $90 there. Batteries were also, because we got rid of the batteries, we actually went lithium. So it was a lithium battery and cradle. And I reckon that was on special. So I think that was sort of in the $260 for the battery and cradle. So it wasn't real dear.
And then did you have to buy any electrical accessories to fit it all up?
Only a couple. I got a little plastic enclosure and a set of switches for the rear, just for the rear lights and a shower tent.
Yep.
The rest of it I've pretty much had, so it was just relocating it and rewiring it back in.
So say another $50 for all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, that switch on special on $15, weatherproof switches. The
old
box
eBay.
was about $20 at JCar, so yeah.
Yep.
Another $35 there, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, look, there'd be screws and a bit of conduit and things like that we would have added, so you could add another $50 in accessories there.
Yeah, so say about $80, I reckon.
Yeah, maybe in the park.
This setup has basically put Dad in pocket by $840. Not bad, right? What's your thoughts? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, well, if you look at it like that, yes. And then I went and spent all that though. On other accessories.
Yeah, in the shed there.
Yeah.
Hey Dad, what are you doing down there, mate?
Oh shit. Nothing.
What's that?
Just don't worry, mate. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Yeah, true.
So Dad, what's your overall opinion of your new setup? Do you like it?
Well, so far it's good. We've only done 1 trip actually up north with it, and with the boxes you can chop and change your setup. You can chop and change whether you're putting cargo on or equipment to go up north with. So yeah, at the moment it's good. We haven't got to the jack off part of it lifting up with the stands, but we'll see that when it gets done.
So overall you're pretty happy with it then?
Yep, so far.
What you're saying is once we get up to Queensland we've got to go test it out.
True, yes.
I heard the Springs 4x4 parks up there.
And a few others, I think.
Yeah, maybe Glasshouse.
Oh, Glasshouse too, yeah.
We'll see how the GE goes.
Wow, that's another story. So that's the new setup so far. There is more to come. So drop us a line, let us know what you think in the comments. And next week, there's a little something happening on under the bonnet there. So we'll bring you up to speed on that soon.
And now we're heading off to Queensland.
Yes.
Is Paddy going to be ready for the task?
No.
Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time on Rigs on Rigs.
See you guys.
Next time on Rigs, we are taking on Blue Rag in the wet. Solid axle versus kitted Hilux versus stock D-Max. Proving you don't need all the gear to get out for a bit of fun. Coming soon, so make sure to subscribe. This is one not to miss.